Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I have gotten a few requests to actually show you guys how I style my hair normally, like in my videos. So I thought I would do just that. I usually do two different ways, just blow drying it or also creating some waves like this. So I'm going to be showing you guys both of those. Alright, so this is how my hair looks naturally if I just let it air dry. It's pretty straight, but it's a little bit wavy in some parts, especially like in the back. So because it's not the same all over the place, I don't really like how it looks. So I actually like to blow dry my hair. After I wash it, I let it air dry about 80 to 90%, and then I just finish it off. So that way it's just like really quick and simple. So since I washed my hair last night and just let it air dry, today I'm going to be wetting it with this just to kind of simulate how it would look if I had just washed it and let it dry almost completely. So the only thing I've put on my hair so far is this leave-in conditioner from Garnier Fructis. It's their Sleek and Shine Intensely Smooth Leave-In Conditioning Cream. I posted a video recently where I shared my whole hair care routine, so if you want to know all the products I use and everything I do, then I definitely recommend checking out that video. Today I'm going to be focusing just on the styling aspect. I put this in right after I wash my hair, and it helps me to just be able to just like brush my hair out, get all the like tangles out and stuff. And it also helps eliminate the frizz because I actually have very frizzy hair. I feel like after dyeing it, it's not as frizzy for some reason. And I also like that it has more volume. Before it was like extremely flat. But anyway, enough talking. Let's get on to blow drying. So I'm just dividing my hair basically like in half, putting up the top half, then I have the bottom. I do this in pretty large sections because I just want it to be very quick, and since my hair is already pretty straight, I don't really need to do too much like blow drying and straightening. It's really just to smooth everything out. So once I have these two bottom sections here, I do actually divide it one more time like this, and then this is the section I'm gonna work on. So like I said, normally this would be a little bit wet because it would be right after I wash my hair. Well, let's just spray it a little bit, not too much or else it's gonna take way too long. I feel like I already did that a little bit too much, but it's fine. So what I like to use to blow dry my hair is this Revlon One Step Hair Dryer and Styler, I think that's what it's called. It has a very long name. But basically it's a brush and blow dryer in one, which I think makes things so much easier than having to hold like a blow dryer and a brush and trying to hold your hair and all of that. So definitely recommend, love this thing. And this part's pretty simple. I mean, I'm just gonna do this. I'm not gonna turn it on yet because it's gonna get very loud, but basically go under here and try to push it like up because I want this to give me a bit more volume since my hair is pretty flat. Obviously, if you already have volume, you don't have to do that. I'm not giving myself like a perfect blowout one because I don't know how to do that, but also because that's not what I'm trying to achieve. Like I said, I'm just trying to smooth my hair as much as possible before I go in with a curling iron and actually do some waves. So let's do this. I just want to mention that's something that I really like to do to like really make sure it just like straightens the hair and gives the like ends a little nice, like not like a curl, but kind of just swoops in a little bit, is I like to, once I have like the top part pretty straight, I wrap this bottom part around and twist it and just keep pulling on it like this. And like just pull slowly so that it has time to dry. And I feel like that really helps to give the ends like just a nicer effect. Like look how they are now, and you'll see once I'm done. And there you go. You guys see that? I just feel like it looks a little more finished and put together and gives you more of that like blowout look. So yeah, very quick and easy. Now I'm just gonna pull down this part, do the same exact thing, and that's basically what I'm going to be doing everywhere. If your hair is a little tangled, you're going to want to brush it out first so that it doesn't get caught in this brush. Oh my god, I made a big mistake. Something that I do sometimes, which is very bad. I forgot to put a heat protectant. So this is the heat protectant that I like to use from Got To Be. And so I'm just going to spray that. This first part didn't get protected, unfortunately. But I am going to spray it on the rest of my hair, so just spray a little bit. I like to spray it on the ends because they're definitely the driest part and definitely need to be protected. You can brush that through. and now we continue. And I actually love this heat protectant because I feel like it has a gloss finish, so it makes my hair look a bit like silkier, which is really nice. I mean, who doesn't want that? Alright, so I'm gonna do a little time lapse while I do most of the hair, and then I'll get to this front part where I'll show you guys what I do. Alright, so now that I have the bottom part done, I'm just gonna move that back and release this top part. And for the most part, I'm gonna be doing the same thing. So I'm just gonna split this in half like this, and I'm actually gonna separate my bangs because I like to do that last, and I like to do it in a different direction than most of my hair. So it's gonna look a little weird, but I'm just gonna twist this into like a tiny little bun, and yeah, just gonna keep this separate. And now that I look fabulous, oh, there's a little hair trying to escape. I'm gonna move on to this part, and I'm basically gonna just do the same thing, except I'm gonna divide it down this way. So I'm gonna do this part and then do this one. Alright, I finished all of this. It's so easy to do, honestly, as long as like you basically like pull the hair pretty tight. And yeah, just kind of do it outwards. You're gonna get a little bit of volume. You could go like all the way up if you want more volume, but I just like to keep it simple. And yeah, just do that and you should be good. Now onto the front part, which I think is the most important part. Sometimes I get lazy about doing my entire hair, so I'll just do the front because I feel like it makes the biggest difference. So first, let me wet it. And sometimes even when I have like just washed my hair, by the time I get to my like bangs, I guess you could call it, it is already a little bit too dry, so I do like to spray it a bit. So I'm gonna brush that out and then use the heat protectant, then brush that in. And now basically what I'm gonna do is use this brush the same way almost, but going forward. So I'm basically gonna wrap the hair around this way and do it forward. Now I am gonna pull it in different directions, so I'll do the front, then I'll pull it this way and that way, back, just so that the hair isn't like, I don't know, like too divided and only going forward. I want it to kind of like have volume, so I pull it in all different directions. But then I finish it off again towards the front because I feel like that gives the nicest like effect for bangs. So you'll see what I mean. So then once it's like this, I just divide it in the middle since I use the middle part. And yeah, I feel like it just gives like a really nice like blown out effect, which just makes your hair look way more like put together and like you actually like did something to it, which I think looks very nice. So most of the time I will leave my hair like this. Like this is usually all I want. I just want it to be nice and smooth, and yeah, just for it to be well behaved and not frizzy and all of that. So you could definitely just stop here if this is what you're going for. However, sometimes I do like to, you know, create some waves, and that's what I'm going to be showing you guys next. Alright, so for the waves, I'm going to be using this curling iron, which is from Bedhead. That's all it says. I think it's their, like, volume one. I don't know. I'll link it below for you guys. I've had this for a very long time. I actually really like it. Because I find that a lot of the curling irons that, like, don't have a clamp kind of, like, taper at the end, and I don't like that. I want it to be the same width all around, so I really like this one. So I have this heated up already, but I'm gonna divide my hair. Again, just like when I'm blow drying it, I try to keep the sections like as few as possible just so I can get through it pretty quickly. And also, since I don't want like a ton of like curls and stuff, it works out pretty well. Also, I feel like I don't have that much hair. Like, this is all of my hair. So obviously, if you have more hair, you'll probably need more sections. So divide it in the exact same way, top and bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and split it like this. And instead of doing 2 sections like I did for the blow drying, I'm actually going to do 3 sections. just because if there's too much hair on the curling iron, I feel like a lot of it doesn't actually get curled. So it's gonna be something like this. I don't actually like tie every part up. I kind of just like grab a chunk back here, curl it, and then just like move forward. So I actually like to do alternating directions. So all the pieces that are near my face, I like to curl them away from my face, and then the next piece will be towards my face, and then the next one away. So just go back and forth. That way I feel like it just creates some cool texture instead of all of the hair going like in one direction. So start back here, grab a piece about this big. All right, so since I already used a heat protectant before, I'm not gonna spray it again. But if I had just let my hair air dry, then obviously I would spray the heat protectant now before using the curling iron. So I like to point it down like this and go behind the hair and start at the top and then just wrap it around. And I try not to let the hair twist very much, unless you want that look. I feel like it gives you a more beachy look, but I try to keep it as smooth as possible because that's the look I'm going for. And I don't really have an exact amount of time that I leave the hair on. I actually just kind of touch it. Be careful not to burn yourself. But I just touch it, and once I feel like the hair is all like hot, then I just let it go. I don't like to leave it for too long because, as you can see, that already curled a lot, and I'm not going for curls, but I am going to leave it like this for now, and then I'll brush it out at the end. All right, so this next piece is going to be in the opposite direction, so I'll put the curling iron in front and wrap it towards my face like this. And I always like to leave a little bit of hair out at the bottom, just because, I don't know, I just think it looks better like that. And also it makes it a lot easier to hold the hair here. So another little tip, I don't know where I picked this up, I think I just kind of started doing it, is I try not to pull very tight at the top so that there's no like, I don't know, like really weird bend in the hair there. I try to keep it a little loose, and sometimes I'll even like move the curling iron a little bit just so that it's not like having any weird marks and stuff. So I think that's enough. Let that go. Look how curly that is. And throw that back. And now we take this last piece and do it away from my face again. And the pieces near like the front are the ones I leave for the least amount of time, because I definitely don't want like a lot of curls right near my face. I feel like it looks weird. So this is how it's looking, which looks a little crazy right now, but trust me, in the end, it'll all work out. So I'm gonna do the exact same thing over on this side, and I'll be right back. All right, I've done the bottom part. I'm still not gonna brush through the curls. I'm just gonna move on to the top part. I put the pieces that are already curled towards the back so I don't get it mixed up, and I bring these forward. And you can always go back on your bangs with the blow dryer if you feel like it got kind of messed up during this. Usually my pieces are short enough that they don't really, nothing really happens to them. And I actually want to say that I'm not going to be curling my bangs. I don't like to do that. So once again, just alternating the sides. This one's going to go back. And I do 3 sections on top as well. So a mistake I actually used to make is I wouldn't curl all the way up because I thought like, oh, I want the top to still be a bit straight and the curls to be like lower down. But then it just looked really flat and weird at the top and then like a ton of curls. So now I actually do bring it up, and I find that because of the weight of the hair, it still pulls it down enough to that so that it's still pretty straight at the top. But then you get like that volume like all over the place, which I think looks a lot better. Alright, so I'm on to the last part, and I just wanted to show you guys how like I separate it, because I have these like bang pieces, I guess, which I don't curl, and I just get this part here. So I'm gonna curl that. Oops, this part's stuck. Curl that away from my face. Again, not leaving it for too long so it doesn't get like extremely curly. I think that should be enough. And this is what I was talking about. Like I just move it back and forth a little bit so that there aren't any creases. And just let that go. And so I don't like to curl my bangs because I feel like it looks a bit weird. But because it did already create a little bit of a wave when I put it up, I feel like it can blend in with the hair pretty well. So now looking crazy, we start to actually brush all of this out. Now, if your hair is the kind of hair that like really holds a curl, maybe brush it out right away. Since mine isn't, I like to leave it as long as possible. And then I really just go in with my fingers and separate all of that. I feel like it just gives me more volume like this and just, I don't know, just creates some really nice waves. And then I bring the bangs into the hair like that. And yeah, you can just play around with it a little bit until it looks the way you like it. But this is pretty much how I leave it. And yeah, I really like it. I think it looks cute. It looks like, you know, you definitely put some effort into your hair, but it's not like extremely curly and overdone. Also, I think the blown out bangs give a nice touch to it. If you don't want to blow dry your hair before curling, you can definitely do that. I've definitely done that before. I just like it because I feel like it really helps smooth out this top part since my hair is very frizzy and, like I said, gives me a bit more volume. But you could also just do the bangs and then curl the rest. That definitely works as well. Do whatever you gotta do for your hair. But this is how I style my hair. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any more questions, let me know in the comments and I would be happy to answer them. Of course, I'm not a professional hairstylist, so I don't know everything about hair, and maybe a lot of the things that I'm doing aren't correct. So if you're a hairstylist and you have some tips for me, you can also leave them in the comments. And yeah, I'd really appreciate that. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy this video, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And feel free to let me know in the comments other videos you want to see from me, and I will try my best to film them. So yeah, until next time, bye!